Say what's up, it's your brother from the ancient mother, Viwe, back again with another Headspace review. We live in an era where the legacy of music is pretty much under the control of mass marketed consumerism. Most of the music we listen to, most of the music we ingest, most of the music we hear all around the collective consciousness of pop culture and just the world we live in is kind of rooted, not even kind of really, rooted on the premise of commercial gain. And as a result, a lot of that music is orientated towards having a good time. It's music made for clubs, shibins, taverns, esportin, sipotsoi, it's whatever. It's that kind of music. It's the music of ecstasy. It's the music that after capitalism has whipped us red on our backs, we can use to escape and vicariously enjoy ourselves through. Now, I have a question for that. Seeing as that we're so inundated with music for escape's sake, is there room to appreciate music for reflection's sake? Enter Rory Swartz, aka Black Z, a rapper from Port Elizabeth, now known as Gqeberha, currently based in Cape Town though. Now, Black Z has pretty much established himself more of as a battle MC. I mean, this is a guy who's been in real hefty tickets, such as the leagues that you would know as your Zulluminati, you would know as your Scrambles for Money. Rory's done his due diligence and his respect due of work around the battle scene. So, in a nutshell, he really is, in an immediate sense, a battle rapper. So why am I reviewing an album from a battle rapper? Because most of us who heard rap music heard it through rap music. Yeah. So he has a project called the Prodigal Son. Now, biblical references aside, this is more intertwined towards him saying, I fell in love with rap because of its songwriting capabilities of reaching my heart and being able to stretch my mind beyond what I thought a young South African kid could conceive. And having traveled, having elevated as a battle rapper, I get the sense that Rory Black Z felt that it was only natural to kind of return to the core of what rap music really does in people's everyday lives on the grandest scale, which is to kind of make them think differently about their own personal condition and perhaps the condition of society at large. Black Z gives us a very intimate project. The Prodigal Son is not for the clubs. The Prodigal Son is not music for the collective ambiance of letting ourselves go and trying to kind of soothe our woes because of the construct we live under. It's a project filled with a lot of hard bits that are deliberately made to chew on. The project is completely narrated by his father, which adds a powerful political dynamic that I cannot stress enough in its importance. A lot of young black kids, a lot of young kids in oppressed constructs, a lot of young kids in the capitalist system grow up without fathers. And for a young boy, that can cause a lot of dissonance in terms of finding positive masculinities, finding ways of kind of adorning your manhood in styles, in techniques, and in forms that don't hurt other people or come at the expense of others. And I think this project is revolutionary and evolutionary in that sense. This is one of the most wholesome testaments to positive masculinity that I have listened to in a while. The chemistry between Black Z and his father is done so delicately through Z's sense of simplicity. The raps here are very minimally constructed. It reminds me a lot of that golden era rap, New York frenzy. The so much space to breathe, very simple punchlines, very simple references. This is not a rabbity rap project. This is storytelling. This is anecdotal, personal discovery and dialogue. This is a dude just giving us his bare open heart in the simplest way possible in order to penetrate to the broadest audience possible. And does he succeed in doing that? Hell motherfucking yes. Black Z weaves an intimate, almost photo album like narrative of his life, from the loss of siblings to the importance of his mother and other female figures to, of course, this centering around his father, and the theme being that in every one of those circumstances, experiences, highs, lows, extremities, Black Z has emerged a better man. A man who betters himself, a man who tries to better others, a man who tries to live with least resistance, a man who tries to touch with a gentle hand but with a critical heart, an intelligent man, a man who, after everything has been said and done, is now giving flowers to those that have really laid down the groundworks for who he is. So this is really an ode to family. This is really an ode to the people around him who built him. And ultimately, for the listener, it's an ode to love. It takes you to anybody who you, especially if you're a man, relate to in a way of being progressively constructed. It says, this is the kind of music I can play to reminisce, to connect with the people who really made me. Because in an era where hip-hop is all about I made myself, came up, it's all me and it's all me, and this whole illusion of being self-made, it's absolutely incredible for a rapper to say, whoa, 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 whoa. You are never self-made. You are made by your brothers, you are made by your sisters, you are made by your parents. And Black Z gives a real, honest, integral testament of not being self-made, but made by his surroundings. The songs themselves are, like I said, very simple. This is what I would call old school, golden era, Renaissance, boom bap, hip hop. And if you're into that, you're gonna love this project. The production in itself is, you know, kind of mediocre. And I say that with the most glowing sense of appreciation because it really is narrative based. Rory gave us beats here because he kind of had to. And I really feel like from somebody who's had experience not even rapping to beats, his emphasis is on his storytelling. And what that does is it focuses you in on the fact that, yeah, this dude happens to be rapping in between the pockets of a beat, but the beats themselves don't do much to hang on to the words. They're not part of the words. They don't have a real definite relationship with the lyricism that you could really say, that is a very endearing instrumental. The project is really for those who love listening to well-written, well-narrated, well-constructed rap. It's really much in the vein of what I've been kind of putting out there as spoken word art. This tradition of rap that is not necessarily made to be musical, but rap that is made to be a moment in time, captured poetically, distilled, and given to the audience who appreciates the mastery of words. From songs like Fear, from songs like The Code, from songs like Family Ties, this project has a consistency that is very easy because, I mean, one of the most honest things you can do as an MC is draw from a living parent, is communicate with a wellspring of knowledge like what Black Z's father is apparently and definitely is. I did some Google, by the way, and the man is a psychologist, which explains a lot of the wholesome, almost gentle sense of scrutiny, guidance, and good old moral, ethical guidelines. It's an album that is warm-hearted, clear-cut, and, well, in the simplest sense, made for the purposes of appreciation. And I feel like if Black Z was listening to this review, he probably wouldn't give a shit because he probably didn't do this album more so for the audience. He did it for the people in his life. And I think those of us who can listen to it, those of us who can appreciate it, find ourselves lucky enough to be able to be part of a message that really is very, very intimate. So I'm gonna give this project an 8 out of 10. Now, why so high? Again, in an age where music is being made for the purposes of escape, it is brave and it is freaking insurrectionary for a rapper to solely decide to make something private and something intimate and want to share it with us. So I appreciate this almost rapturing of the popular lane by Black Z, and to put it where it belongs, to put it as part of a developing tradition. This project deserves an 8 out of 10 because in a way it's an open hand to invite the industry to realize that there is a greater market to promote reflection, consciousness, awareness, and most importantly, all of the things that allow our minds to be centered. We live in an era where the term mental illness is buzzing a lot in a lot of the conversations. One of our most formidable rappers recently killed himself. And I don't know if that says anything to you, but what I think it says to me is we need more time to reflect. And when we do reflect, it is damn well warranted to have music to reflect to. So are we this prodigal son that has strayed away from our ability to slow down and look at our own lives in perspective? Is capitalism moving us too fast for us to really grasp what is happening to us? Can we handle our pressures and still find room for life to be worthwhile? I think in asking all of those questions, this will be a good album to bump. 8 out of 10, it's VJ. Headspace Music Review. Check out Black Z. He gave us something that, again, I think is part of the beginning of our waking up to ourselves. Fuga! Sunago.